This build is absolutely insane. It's busted. I'm going to demonstrate everything about this and show you why it's so good in the legendary campaign right now. So keep that in mind that these ads are definitely beefy, and I wanted to do so in the legendary campaign to show you why you could take this into the raid. Show you what this is capable of, right? So we're going to start it up over here. We're going to be killing just a few ads to start off with our buried bloodline. And in doing so, we end up getting Devour procced, which is really nice. That way, every time we get a kill, we can get more health. We're going to eat our grenade there, and then we're going to use our class ability. And you can see we've got 3 turrets. We got Stasis turret, Solar turret, and Arc turret, all in tandem. And then all we have to do is just keep shooting buried bloodline. This is going to be debuffing enemies, while these turrets are basically turning myself into a one-man fire team here. You can see all of the buffs on the side there. We have Void, Overshield, Devour, Amplified, which is also giving us damage resistance. And there's a lot going on here, so let me just go ahead and quickly unpack, because if you weren't impressed by what just happened, you will be when you see everything that we're actually utilizing here, okay? So in your artifact, you have Galvanic Armor, which is while you have an Arc or Prismatic subclass equipped, incoming damage from combatants is reduced while amplified. And you're going to get amplified because you have Getaway Artist on. And when you have Getaway Artist, you convert your Arc Grenade into an Arc Soul and become amplified instantly. So you instantly get that damage reduction, and you have an Arc Soul, you know, doing the work for you, right? It's basically shooting a gun for you. The Arc Soul functions as an autonomous turret. You don't have to do anything. It just shoots at the enemies endlessly. So we have Getaway Artist synergizing perfectly with this artifact mod right here, Galvanic Armor. Now on top of that, we have in our subclass here, we're going to get the damage resistance from Facet of Protection. So that way when we're surrounded by enemies, we get a resistant, and when we're in Transcendent, it's also resistant to all of those enemies attacking us. And then on top of that, if that wasn't enough damage reduction alone, we have Facet of Purpose here, which is picking up an Aura of Power, is going to give us Woven Mail because we have Needle Storm on. Now, if you thought that was pretty good, well, there's even more. Wait, there's even more. We also have on top of that Void Hegemony, which is while you have a Void or Prismatic subclass equipped, defeating weakened targets provide a small Void Overshield. So you can see there we have Void Overshield, we have Galvanic Armor, we have Woven Mail, and we have Facet of Protection. So basically, I am in God mode when I'm using this and doing it right. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what is proccing Void Hegemony? That is the sidearm that's proccing this. So they have to be a weakened target, and to give me a Void Overshield. You'll see here Buried Bloodline is going to have, gives me Devour, which is what I'm proccing right off the start to get my nade back. And then while Devour is active, this weapon weakens on hits. So all you have to do is if you kill 1 major, you'll instantly proc Devour. If you kill 3 to 4 red bar enemies, you'll proc Devour. So decide whatever target you're going to shoot with Buried Bloodline. It's excellent at killing majors and red bar enemies, so you can shoot at either. You instantly proc Devour, and then the next thing you shoot will be weakened. And then when you kill that enemy, whether it's red bar or major, doesn't matter, you'll then get that Void Overshield. So you just have damage reduction on top of damage reduction on top of damage reduction, which means you basically become relatively unkillable. Now I'll go through the rest of the class now that you've seen what its potential is. You guys can obviously see the offensive utility where we have Bleak Watcher turret, we have a Hellion all going out at the same time combined with those Arc Souls. We're going to have Facet of Hope on here, which is while you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. This is really nice just for getting your Phoenix Dive back, so that way you can keep yourself alive. Basically can work as like a panic button. And this fragment is just nice overall because we will obviously have an elemental buff a lot of the time because our sidearm literally gives us Devour, and that is one of the elemental buffs. And so Devour will be up at all times, and you'll basically just constantly get your class ability back because of that, and all the other various buffs as well too. Then we have Facet of Courage, which is your Arc, Solar, and Void abilities. Do increase damage to targets afflicted by darkness debuffs, and the darkness debuff that we're applying will be Bleak Watcher primarily, but we'll also be applying it with Arcane Needle as well with Unraveling. But Bleak Watcher will be slowing targets, Arcane Needle will be unraveling them, which means that your Hellion will do more damage, and it means that your turret, your Arc turret coming from your Getaway Artist will also be doing more damage, so keep that in mind. So those turrets just actually get some serious power to them due to Facet of Courage, and that's the reason why we have this on. Then we're going to the next one, which is Facet of Balance, which is defeating targets with light damage gives you melee energy. So if we defeat them with our turrets, like our Hellion turret or our Arc Souls, we're going to get more darkness energy, right? And then conversely, when we defeat targets with darkness energy, we get more grenade energy. And then, so when we defeat them with the melee, for example, we'll get more grenade energy, which means we can eat more grenades. Eat more grenades equals more turrets. You can see how this gameplay loop will go on and on and on. And it's a really beautiful gameplay loop here, especially when using prismatic. Lastly, we have on Facet of Bravery, and this is one is kind of a wild card here to this build, but I purposely am doing this because of my weapons that I'm really liking using. So I defeat targets with grenade final blows. It gives me volatile rounds to void weapons, and then if I delete them with powered melee final blows, it gives unraveling rounds to strand weapons. Now I'm using the buried bloodline, so I'm going to get void kills on that, or I'm gonna get grenade kills and then have volatile rounds on my buried bloodline, making it even more powerful, making it explode targets, right? And then on top of that, we'll have unraveling rounds on the call, which is really, really nice as well. All I gotta do is get some of these grenade kills or melee kills. And obviously, most of the time I'll be eating my turret. I'll be eating the turret, but sometimes I will throw the grenade as well. Sometimes I'll be throwing a ton of melee. So I'll demonstrate the gameplay loop here again for you. And you can see I also have Needle Storm on top of that. You can see what we're doing. And we are purposely rocking double special right now. And the reason why we're rocking double special is because double special is very, very good, especially when you're clearing all the ads with just your abilities, right? I don't need to have a primary ammo weapon on when I have 3 turrets doing all of my bidding for me, right? The 3 turrets, they're shooting the infinite primary ammo for me. I can just rock double special. So I have this nice checkpoint here in the legendary campaign. This is the second to last mission if you want this checkpoint as well. And it's almost near the start. So we'll demonstrate it once more. Kill those 2 enemies. Kill them. We got our Devour proc. We're going to eat our grenade here. We're going to use our class ability. You can see there it creates the stasis turret and it makes the arc and solar turret simultaneously. And then we're able to take on these guys. Obviously, I'm getting absolutely blasted by these ogres, so almost getting destroyed there for a moment while I'm, talking to you in the middle of a video. But ordinarily, we'll just be sitting here lighting things up. Obviously, Devour is just going to be constantly reprocking everything. At any point in time, if I want to, I can re-eat my grenade. I can be throwing even more abilities as well. Throw my melee out there, so that way I can unravel things. And obviously, we'll be building up our prismatic charge quite a bit, clearing the entire battlefield of all the enemies. And we didn't even have to use our super. We're just leaning into our ability spam here. Now I'll go through my armor that we have on, all the armor mods. On the helmet, we're going to have Void Siphon. And the reason why I have Void Siphon is because, of course, we're going to be getting primarily our kills with Buried Bloodline. Occasionally get some kills with Caldo, so there's nothing wrong with having Strand Siphon on. And then I have a Special Ammo Finder and a Special Ammo Scout on, so that way I make some more special for myself, maybe my teammates as well, who probably rock a double special. And the reason why I want to make those orbs is because that obviously ties into a lot of the stuff that we're utilizing. For example, Facet of Purpose. We're going to get our woven mail from those orbs. That's going to be important. And on top of that, we're also going to go into the artifact. We're going to get Radiant from picking up those orbs as well. That gives us increased weapon damage. So the reason why we're utilizing those there. And then obviously Threaded Blast is something that we'll also use as well when we shoot our angles with our ball here. And then we have Getaway Artist on the gauntlets. The mods that buff your class ability, grants class ability with the grenade damage, have been nerfed pretty substantially, so I'm just using a Void Loader and a Strand Loader to reload these sidearms a little bit faster. And then on top of that, we just have a recovery mod there, so nothing too special. The exotic, of course, is Getaway Artist though, right? So we're converting our Arc Grenade into an Arc Soul. Just keep that in mind. On the chest, I just have Rainbow Resist on for most activities. You can change it based on whatever's shooting you. Nothing too fancy there. On the boots now, we're going to have Void Scavenger and Void Weapon Surge to make the Buried Bloodline do a little more damage and to be able to find more ammo for it. When we pick up a brick, it'll give us a few more shots. That's why I really like that. And then lastly, I had Insulation on here, so when we do pick up orbs, it'll give us more class ability energy. Because it's pretty easy to get your grenade and melee back. The class ability can be a little more difficult with some of these regeneration stuff. So Transcendence and any of these ability spam builds that we're working on right now. And then lastly, I have Powerful Attraction on this time, which is really nice. I started using this a lot more just because if you have teammates nearby, you'll just pick up all those orbs just by popping your class ability, which will be popping a bunch anyways because it has a low cooldown time. Proximity Ward give you an overshield when you're hitting a finisher, and you're using finishers on enemies, so that way you can create more special ammo just in case you're running out, but it really shouldn't be too much of a problem. These weapons have really good ammo economy, and we have Lead from Gold on this one as well. Anytime we create power, we'll get free ammo here from Lead from Gold, and conversely the same thing with Buried Bloodline. So you can also use on the helmet Heavy Ammo Finder and Heavy Ammo Scout, and you'll just get free call ammo as well. What's wrong with that? For stats, we got 100 resilience. Of course, no matter what, we're using 100 resilience, especially as we're going into a new raid. And 100 discipline is always good. After that, for the artifact, these were the mods that I had on. I highlighted the ones that I was using the most, though. If I could, I would put on Shield Crush and Transference as well. Haven't quite unlocked those yet. Actually, I could probably do a couple things and get one of those on. And then if we're doing boss damage, we'll go with these two in the end there. So that's the build. I'll have the dim link down below if you want to equip it for yourself. This thing is super powerful, super potent. And just as a side note for the memes out there, if you like to have some fun, you can put on No Time to Explain as well. And then you can have 4 turrets on. So we'll go ahead and demonstrate that just for a joke, because I think it's pretty funny to have literally 4 turrets simultaneously shooting at enemy. I don't think this is a practical strategy you're going to bring into the day 1 raid, but if you're roaming around and just want to be an absolute turret maniac, the No Time to Explain is there for you. You'll be able to spam it. So go ahead and place the rally flag down, demonstrate how this would work. Nothing too crazy. First things first, we just got to get our No Time to Explain charged up. So we're just going to get these crits on these Thrall here. And keep in mind that I won't have Devour this time because I'm not using my Buried Bloodline, so it might be a little more difficult. Get this. We got Time Chasm. We got a Time Chasm. This procced. Oof. This. Alright. And you can see there we got 4 turrets. We got Arc, Solar, Stasis, and then the Kinetic turret. But without the Devour, you get destroyed, so keep that in mind. You want that Devour. Alright. Definitely fun and cool to have 4 turrets, but even more fun to stay alive. The Buried Bloodline, just so good for this. 3 turrets is more than enough, all right? You don't need 4. 3 is more than enough. I highly recommend you give this build a try on your warlocks out there. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.